Okay, so today I want to talk about something that I've been working on for a long time, for years actually, and that is my morning routine and morning routines in general, because I think that a solid morning routine is a fundamental building block for a successful day. Unfortunately, it can be quite tricky to build them, and it's probably even trickier to maintain them in the long run, especially if you're the kind of person who prefers having a bit more flexibility in your day and finds it hard or even limiting to build any kind of strict schedules and habits. So in this video, I want to show you what worked for me and hopefully give you a bit more balanced approach to morning routines. You know, I've read a bunch of books and watched hours of YouTube videos on the insane morning routines of super successful people. I'm primarily talking about business people, but I don't think that's relevant. And whenever I tried to copy their exact routine, things started falling apart pretty quickly, and that's not good, because if you keep missing your routine, then you're gonna end up feeling like a total failure first thing in the morning, and you don't want that. But finally, I found the key to my simple morning routine that gives me all the energy and motivation that I need for the day. You know, I'm talking about the kind of energy that I used to have in my 20s. Unfortunately, back then, my biggest concern wasn't to become the most productive and to use my energy and time as best as possible, but that's probably another story. Yeah, it looks like this kitchen table with the squeaky chair has become my absolute favorite spot to shoot the main section of my YouTube videos. So in my experience, the whole routine thing is pointless if the foundations are broken. So for me, a successful morning routine starts the night before. I usually aim to be in bed between 10 and 11, and I try to be consistent with that. But if I miss my bedtime for any reason, then I don't even bother with a strict morning schedule. In that case, I choose sleep over ritual, because I don't think any kind of morning routine can compensate you for a 4-hour sleep. On the other hand, try not to miss too many days in a row though, because that's gonna put you on a completely different track. You're gonna end up having chaotic random mornings, and yeah, obviously we don't want that. So here's my full morning routine, and I'm gonna take notes as I talk so I can show you the whole thing after I've gone through all my points. I usually wake up at 5:15, that's when my alarm goes off, and immediately after that I drink a big glass of water. Now, experts talk a lot about dehydration, and probably everything they say is 100% true. The reason I start my day with a glass of water, because it wakes up my body and I immediately stop feeling sluggish and sleepy. Right after that, I make a coffee. And again, I know experts say that you should wait at least 90 minutes before your first coffee, but you know, I just like my morning coffee way more than these micro optimizations. I just don't think that makes or breaks a good morning routine, to be honest. So from 5:30 to 6, I enjoy the peace and I read while drinking that coffee. After reading, I have a quick bite, and by 6:30, I'm in the gym. That's probably the part that requires the most willpower. So after my workout, I'm usually back home by 8. The next step is arguably the most controversial part of my routine, and that is a cold shower after my workout. It's probably not for everyone, but just to be fully clear, it's not the cold shower itself that I enjoy. What I like is the feeling when I step outside the bathroom. I'm refreshed, I'm fully awake, I can feel my blood flow, and I have this burning feeling all over my skin. It feels great. After that, I get dressed, and at 8:30 I go to work. I usually don't have a proper breakfast at home. I just pick up some food on the way to the office. That means by 9:30 I'm in the office and I'm ready for my first meeting. Now, is my morning routine perfect, and do I nail it every single day without a miss? Absolutely not. When I follow the routine, I don't feel guilt like I used to. I just try to remember how great it feels to start the day strong, so I just start again. So here are my notes. I put this on the front page of my notebook. Actually, I think it's probably best if I just take a photo of it. There you go. So if you want to start a solid morning routine, then my number one advice would be to spend some time working on it, develop it. Don't just try to copy what someone else does, because it has to work for you, because if it doesn't, then you simply won't be able to sustain it. I don't think a morning routine is supposed to be comfortable, but don't force things that are really far away from your personality and who you are. I'm speaking from experience. I tried running at 5 a.m. I tried to meal prep. I tried meditation. I tried listening to podcasts. I tried working on vision boards, daily affirmations, etc., all that kind of stuff. I still do some of those things, but not as part of my morning routine. I had to experiment and find what works for me. So if there's only one thing that you take away from this video, let it be this. Develop your own routine brick by brick, give it time until you find something that works. Feel free to get inspired by other people, but don't feel bad if what works for them doesn't work for you. And finally, let me give you the thought process behind my morning routine. You know, I don't think it makes sense for most people to wake up at 5 a.m, but here's why it does for me. It all started with scheduling my workouts. I used to go to the gym in the afternoon, but I noticed that I often skipped workouts because I still had an email to send, I was tired, you know, I came up with all different kinds of excuses. So I realized if I want to maximize my chances to work out regularly, it has to happen in the morning. So that was the first important factor. And the second factor was protecting my peace in the morning. Because even though I run my own business and I make my own schedule, clients and teammates usually start calling me around 8:30. So if I want to work out, read and get ready in peace, then all those things has to happen before 8:30. So when I did the math, I realized I had to become one of those people who wake up at 5 in the morning. So that was my thought process, but it might be completely different to you. So keep trying and have fun with your morning routine. Try different things until you find something that works and energizes you for the entire day. Or feel free to give my morning routine a try if you want to go for something simple. And yeah, don't be too hard on yourself while you're figuring it out. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found value in it, it would mean a lot if you liked and subscribed. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.